the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, coast to coast, coming to you from Virginia Beach. As always, thank you for making me part of your weekend. And, of course, another great episode of Aaron's Hour coming your way. Once again, you see, I ain't alone in my studio here in Virginia Beach. You know, I get to bring a lot of people on my show that I've just met, but this gentleman to my left, you're right there on the screen, is someone that I actually met within 2 months of moving here. When I moved here in June of 2024, my wife and I got immediately involved in our Kiwanis life. The local convention was right over in Portsmouth, which for where we are is about a 15-minute drive with good traffic. And lo and behold, within the first session in the back of the room, I hear this man's voice, Mr. Chris Bryant from Tidewater Community College. We were Kiwanians. We hit it off like it was nobody's business. And I even have goosebumps as I'm sharing this with everybody. So usually the people I bring on, I literally just meet like within a couple of weeks to bring them on. You're one of the rare people that I met so soon after moving here that not only do I get to call you a business associate, but more importantly, a friend, fellow Kiwanian. Very proud of our relationship and friendship when I see you do your stuff on social media, and now you're running for a big shot office in Kiwanis, which is a whole nother show. So it's good to have you, my friend.
Aaron, brother, it's good to see you. It has been a quick 2 years, but we had chemistry from the start.
Absolutely.
And all the things that we're doing, we're connectors. You and
We
I,
are.
when we're in the community, we're talking Kiwanis, we're talking TCC, we're talking. We're just connecting people.
And we ran into each other last week, Ronald McDonald House. This may be, I'm assuming it's a national thing.
It is.
But they were going through a rebrand, and I did post some pictures of me out there with Ronald and the new sign. But you and I both happen to admit it because your Kiwanis Club, the Norfolk Club, is a big supporter of the Ronald McDonald House in Norfolk. I had the opportunity last September to MC their big fundraiser. I will be back there again in September helping them out. And you and I were there helping them with the rebrand.
Absolutely. You know, first of all, Ronald McDonald House is doing such important work.
Absolutely.
The executive director, Elise, is one of our Kiwanis members. So again, we're all connected.
Absolutely.
Just give it enough time. We'll figure out where it is.
Absolutely. Are you going to Manila in June?
I am not going to Manila in June.
Nah, that's
2 days over and 2 days back and 3 days there. Just the math doesn't work out.
Nor does the money. Anyway, listen, everybody. Thank you for watching. As always, we've got a couple of channels on Facebook that you'll be able to watch the show, and YouTube. And if you don't catch any of those platforms, that's okay, because on Sundays, WWDBTV.TV, DB stands for David Bruner. The guy's only been in the entertainment industry for about 40, 50 years as an agent. He has clients like me that has content like this, and on his network, he has Sunday shows. So Aaron's Hour is 1 p.m. every Sunday at dbtv.tv. And if you want to see Kiwanis Connects, that's 8 a.m. on Sundays. So both of my shows, we are there. Now, after this show airs and ends about noontime, give yourself about a 30-minute reprieve, because at 12:30 local time on local Cox Cable Channel 4, the voice of 757, which is a show all about Hampton Roads, will be airing. And I'm quickly looking at my calendar on the far wall over there. Jamila Zimmerman from Jonathan Cares is my guest on that show you'll be seeing at 12:30 local time. If you missed the show, don't you worry about it, because all you have to do at the beginning of next week is go to the Voice of 757 Facebook page, and I will upload the show there for you to see and catch, as well as all the previous episodes since January 7th. I can't believe I've been doing the show for 6 months already on TV.
Unbelievable.
It's
and your
absolutely
eyesight is really good. If you can go look over there and see that.
Did you not notice how I squinted really hard?
This is impressive.
That's why I do different colors. I know all over there. So anyway, listen. Whether it's about Hampton Roads or coast to coast all over, I've got you covered. All right, as always. By the way, quick shout out, Mr. John in Las Vegas. John, how you doing, buddy boy?
So far, so good. But it's still early yet for me.
Still early? How's the weather out there? You still baking in those 90s so far?
Yeah, it's backed up a little. I think we've dropped almost 2 degrees. So
did you break out your long johns for that?
Yeah.
Sounds like a cold front. I mean,
Yeah,
that's cool.
exactly.
Good Lord.
Right now, I'd kill for anything consistent out here in Virginia Beach. This 90s for 3 days. My pool temperature went up a couple of degrees. Then now we've been in rain for what, 5-6 days now. It's crazy.
Consistently inconsistent.
Consistently inconsistent.
That's
the
what
only
we
thing
are.
you can guarantee. All right, with that, as always, everybody, before we get down to business with Chris and Tidewater Community College, it is now time for Vegas and Rap 2.0.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, Here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
All right, here we go. News and notes from around the globe that I find interesting because they tickle my fancy when I fancy my tickle when I find the news I want to share. All right, I don't know. We were just talking about this as that intro was running. There's a lot of train enthusiasts out there.
Oh, so many. And this is Norfolk, Virginia, right?
Right.
So this is where Norfolk and Southern Railroad starts and ends.
You would think, right? Well, there you have it. Well, I remember growing up as a kid, I had this big basement in the house in Jersey. You know, Jersey had houses with basements. Here you don't find that, like in Vegas, you know. And I wanted to have train sets forever. It just never happened. Well, listen, did you know that there's a train out there that's 1.2 million pounds?
Holy smokes.
Absolutely. Union Pacific's 1.2 million pound big boy number 4014 locomotive begins its first Eastern U.S. tour. Actually just did this past weekend over Memorial Day weekend, traveling from Cheyenne, Wyoming to 10 states with public displays in cities such as Omaha, Buffalo, and Philadelphia. It will travel with 2 commemorative Union Pacific locomotives and historic passenger cars. And spectators are urged to stay at least 25 feet away from the tracks. So as it goes by, don't throw those pennies on the, well, if you're going to throw the pennies on the track, you better make sure it lands on the track, because if it misses, don't go jumping down there to get it.
And they're not making any more pennies, so don't just throw them
That's
away, right? Come on, hold on to your
Hold on
pennies.
to those pennies, those copper son of a guns. Through the end of July, the locomotive will be making 10 stops. And so here you go, Omaha, West Chicago, Buffalo, Scranton, Philadelphia, Altoona, Fostoria, and St. Louis. And also, if you missed this big train, it will also be traveling with 2 of its brother trains that'll also be making some other stops. So here is the full list of stops. July 29th will be in Denver, Colorado, and Greeley, Colorado. Cheyenne, Wyoming, Denver again. I'm sorry, it's going backwards. I didn't realize the list. I'm sorry. Hayes, Kansas, Greenfield, Kansas, Hayes, Kansas again. It must be making another stop there. Some of these spots are only for viewing, so the train will stop. You can check and wave as it goes by, and all the other stops, I guess. Strasburg, Colorado, Kit Carson, Sharon Springs, Denver, back to Cheyenne, Greeley, and Denver. Bottom line is, folks, you'll have an opportunity to. There's also an online tracker. If you want to track it, just look up the big boy train. 4014 is the train number. But I think that's pretty cool. The picture of this thing, of the locomotive on the news, and I picked the story up, is quite impressive.
Those big steam engines are just really, people love them. It's beloved. The railroads literally connected the continent, over 150 years ago. With that being said, we still love to go out and line up and watch these big jokers go by. And so
absolutely. Yeah. Just make sure that when that arm comes down, that you stop in front of the arm as the train is passing by. The big steam locomotives, and I guess there's a lot of people watching right now probably don't even know what a steam locomotive is. But if you've seen the movie Back to the Future 2 and 3, right, when they try to get back and that train pushes the DeLorean, that's a steam locomotive. So I'm not saying it's the same one that's on the tracks we're talking about, but that gives you an idea. Hey, John, did you go to EDC recently out there? Can't believe EDC was just held out there. Did you go?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were right there, right at the beginning of the line, weren't you? Well, would you believe that the tickets for next year's EDC, Electric Daisy Carnival for 2027, is already on sale? They just ended it and they put the tickets on sale already. How does that happen?
Well, they want to get the money before the event is canceled.
Oh, there you go. Figures, right? EDC will expand to 2 lower capacity weekends next year. Fans can choose to attend the first weekend, which they're calling EDC Dusk, May 14th through 16th of 2027. And the second weekend will be known as EDC Dawn, May 21 through 23. Or you can even take both weekends for discounted combo tickets. Future OWL tickets for both weekends are going to have already gone on sale. They went on sale May 22nd. So here's a rundown of starting ticket prices, which are about 10 to 15% lower than the 2026 prices for the recently concluded one. One weekend EDC pass pricing for dusk or dawn, general admission starting at $399.99 all in, all inclusive. General admission starting at there's also general admission depending upon where you're standing for either one goes up to $499. But if you want VIP tickets, starting at $999. And I'm not talking $8.99. $900. Now, if you want both weekends, general admission will range anywhere from $599 to $899. But if you want VIP for the entire weekend, we're talking $1,699.99. If you want ticket information, and as I know John's going to be hot on the line to get these tickets, go to edclasvegas.frontgatetickets.com. John, I expect pictures from EDC next year from you.
The only people that can afford those prices next year are going to be the drug dealers.
Right. Yes.
That must be some carnival. I mean, wow.
I'll tell you what, I mean, when I lived out there, the crazies of people that used to come in their costumes or lack thereof of clothing was quite the spectacle. Scandalous. Yeah, but typical for Las Vegas, I guess. All right, last piece of news there in Las Vegas before we come back to the East Coast here. So downtown Las Vegas now is starting to lean into some mob era history. So the Plaza Hotel and Casino and the Mob Museum in conjunction, which of course the Plaza is home to what's his name? Oscar. I was going to say Oscar Madison. Mayor Goodman, Oscar Goodman, and his steakhouse. So the Plaza Hotel and Casino just launched a new Wise Guy Getaway package that includes a minimum 2-night stay at the Plaza, 2 tickets to the Mob Museum, an appetizer during happy hour at Oscar Steakhouse, and an autographed photo from former Las Vegas Mayor mob attorney Oscar Goodman. Oscar Steakhouse inside the Plaza was even featured in the movie Casino and still keeps the old Vegas mob theme alive with menu items inspired by famous mob figures. So those old black and I shouldn't say black and white, but the old color videos you would see in Vegas in like the late 70s of Tony Spilotro and this guy walking with him with the glasses and that's Oscar Goodman.
Wow.
So, and his wife he was the mayor, it seemed like forever. His wife, Carolyn, then followed up behind him for 2 terms as mayor. I don't even know. John, who's the mayor in Vegas now? Because there's no more Goodmans to come through the ranks.
Well, Shelley Berkeley.
Oh, that's right. Shelley Berkeley. That's right.
Yep.
I forgot. She's a member of my tribe, my Jewish tribe.
Ask me who the governor was in the 1980s.
Who was the governor in 1980s?
Richard Bryan.
Why do you know that? You're very proud of knowing that.
They've done
John.
time together. I think.
I
It's
know,
Wise Guy
probably.
Getaway. I think they did some time together.
We had him as a guest in the studio last week. He's just written a book about his life and memories as he was our governor, he was our senator, and a lot of people don't realize or don't remember he was also our attorney general before he became our governor.
And there's also, I want to say there's an elementary school named out there or middle school in Vegas for him, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So anyway, he's, I've almost got him convinced to do a show.
Oh, almost. Do we need to send some people over to fully convince him?
I've got a call into
Frankie?
Frankie
said Joe.
My people know his people. We'll
That's
get
right.
together.
That's right. We'll get everybody together. Virgin Hotels Las Vegas is doing a Cabanas for a Cause. I like this idea where select $99 pool cabana rentals over the summer will benefit local nonprofits, including the Firefighters of Southern Nevada, Burn Foundation, Boys and Girls Clubs of Southern Nevada, and Help of Southern Nevada. I like that idea. The Link Promenade just unveiled a massive new 130-foot LED marquee on the Strip designed to bring in over 4 million weekly impressions. And last but not least, a gaming analyst is projecting up to $3.3 billion will be wagered on next month's World Cup tournament as sports betting continues exploding across the U.S. Are you a soccer fan?
A B with a B, that's a billion.
Billion.
I think it's
Billion.
literally it's the biggest sport on the planet, right? I mean, it's what
Supposedly.
everybody loves. I'm not a huge fan. I like American football,
Yes.
but if you're talking about it, that and Ted Lasso, I love it.
Ted Lasso. That show's coming back, by the way.
It is 4 seasons.
It is coming back.
I cannot tell you how excited I am.
Do you believe? Gotta believe. I had a picture of the ripped up, when they ripped it up, they put a poster together for that. I used to hang that in my classroom back in the day. I just came across it in a storage bin or something. All right.
Football is life.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, here's some things going on here locally. Sunday, June 7th, the program, the Princess Anne County Virginia Beach Historical Society presents the Continental Navy. This is 2:30 in the afternoon on Sunday, June 7th. Scott's Memorial United Methodist Church on First Colonial Road in Virginia Beach. The guest speaker will be Ed Moore. Ed holds a Virginia State teaching certificate through Virginia Wesleyan and a certificate in military strategy and policy through Old Dominion University's Masters in History program. He has been a volunteer and a member of the Museum Speakers Bureau community program since 2005. Here's the best part. It's free and open to the public. Donations, of course, are appreciated as they help to preserve the history. So Continental Navy on Sunday, June 7th. So that's a great thing happening. Now, some of you there out there in the world may realize and know that we have some parking issues down by the waterfront.
Just a few.
Just a few. It's not unlike some parking issues that Vegas has. However, a new parking garage with retail space is being planned that says for the Virginia Beach oceanfront, but it's not at the oceanfront. It's over by the convention center on 19th Street.
You can see the ocean from
You
there.
can see the ocean from there, exactly. You need to take a little trolley to get to the ocean. But this parking spots, this new garage is going to feature 1,048 spaces, 1,800 square feet of retail space with a possible sports bar, restaurant, coffee shop. This, according to city officials, a portion of the project will be funded with private money. The proposal extending Parks Avenue to 18th Street, the new development will replace the existing parking lot with 859 new spaces. So they're expanding the area that's there now, adding another 859, giving us the 1,048. The estimated cost to taxpayers for the new space will be $38 million. And again, this is going to be to build a new parking garage at 19th Street and Parks Avenue near the convention center. And like Chris just said, you could see the ocean. I don't know how you better have good legs to walk it, I suppose. Last but not least, before we go to break, so there was a recent story. A suspect steals 20 pairs of shoes from a Virginia Beach discount store. Did you see this article?
You can't even write this
You
stuff.
can't write this stuff up. So when I tell you the name of the store, that's the ironic part. Do you know of this store?
Nope.
Okay,
Give it to me.
so I highlighted it there. Okay. So are you familiar with Dick's Sporting Goods?
Absolutely.
Okay, so here in Virginia Beach, I don't think they have this in Vegas. They have like the discount store of Dick's Sporting Goods. So it's like discounted styles and shoes and everything else. Okay, so I'm going to read the story. A suspect stole about 20 pairs of shoes from Gone discount store in Virginia Beach Boulevard, and police are asking the public. Here's the funny thing. Suspect stole approximately 20 pairs of shoes. So the suspect is described as a male in his 50s to 60s, standing roughly 6 feet to 6 feet 4 inches with a medium build, white beard, wearing a yellow or cream colored hat, jacket, black Nike jacket, earrings, light colored jeans. And here's the funny part to me, light colored shoes. Now the guy just stole 20 pairs of shoes. How the heck are you going to identify him by his shoes? He could change
21 and counting. He said, just do it. I'm out of here.
He just did it. And he took it from gone. Oh, you can't. Now this, you can't make up.
Can't even write. I hope they're not flip-flops.
No, I'm sure they were all sneakers. All right, with that is going to take us to our first break. Thank you for watching, everybody. When we come back, we're going to get down to business here with Chris. We have some messages from our sponsors, which, by the way, Coastal Aesthetics 757, Tidewater Community College, Sky4, Freedom Lending Team, and a few other messages throughout the show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
It's not just you're here for 2 years and you're gone. It's you have a community, you have a network.
It doesn't matter where you came from or what you've done in the past. Everybody has the same opportunity here.
The financial resources, the community aspect of it, really important for your first 2 years of college. And you get that at TCC.
You know, we take family real serious here at TCC. We're a community, hence Tidewater Community College.
Stephanie Corcoran, branch manager of the Freedom Lending Team, is a dedicated VA home loan specialist that runs a team with one mission, serving those who have served our country. As a proud military family member, she understands the sacrifices that come with service. That's why Stephanie and her team are committed to making the VA loan process simple, clear, and tailored specifically for veterans and active duty families. Whether you're buying your first home or using your VA benefits again, you deserve a team that knows the ins and outs and puts your needs first. To chat with Stephanie, call 209-777-5160. At Freedom Lending Team, we don't just do VA loans, we specialize in them. Let us help you take the next step by bringing veterans home.
I'm Aaron Phillips. Join me Saturdays at 12:30 as I host The Voice of 757. I'll share news, events, happenings, and the people that shape the 757. That's the voice of 757, Saturday afternoon at 12:30 right here on Sky 4.
Men, are you disappointing your partner in the bedroom? Let's cut to the chase. Are you suffering from erectile dysfunction? 50% of men between the ages of 40 to 70 experience some form of ED. If you are experiencing ED, there is help without pills or needles to even worry about. Coastal 757 Aesthetics has new technology for men called Apex RF. Apex RF is a modern, non-invasive treatment that uses radio frequency to strengthen tissue from the inside out, resulting in better blood flow to the penis and a happier life partner. Call Coastal 757 Aesthetics at 757-481-4036 for a free consultation. That's 757-481-4036. Coastal 757 Aesthetics. Care for all phases of life.
Hey, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. That's right. John, can you put up one of the two flyers? I'll follow your lead. Whichever one you put up, I will go with. There we go. 2026 Community Impact Challenge. This is being brought to you by our friends over at Budget Blinds, my friend Christy DeCarmo. They are looking for submissions to award volunteers. They're going to give away 3 $1,000 awards to 3 volunteers within the community, whether it's in Norfolk, Virginia Beach, or up in Williamsburg, where their locations are. They could be EMTs, volunteer firefighters, nonprofit volunteers, school church volunteers, everyday community leaders. It doesn't matter. They're looking for email submissions. You can send it to Christy DeCarmo to her email at CDECARMO at budgetblinds.com. So if you have your favorite volunteer that you'd like to submit, send it in with an email submission as you see there on the flyer, and maybe that person will receive a $1,000 award. All right, next up there, John, back 9. Hey, listen, folks, if you're into golfing and weather like we've been having here the last week in Virginia Beach, certainly ain't conducive to being out on the links, Chris. We got an answer for you, though. Indoor golf simulator. Back 9, Great Bridge. This facility is owned by fellow Kiwanians of the Chesapeake Club, Romany and John. Grand opening is Thursday, June 4th from 4 to 7 p.m. There'll be some food, games, prizes, discounts, especially on the founding memberships that you see on your screen. There are only going to be 25 of each of the 3 memberships you see there, Par, Birdie, and Eagle, at a reduced rate prior to and up through June 4th. Otherwise, after the 4th of June, they go back to the regular prices. Yours truly will be down there emceeing and hosting the grand opening. There's a QR code there on your screen for more information. They are located at 500 South Battlefield Boulevard. And I'm proud to say, starting June 5th, Back 9 of Chesapeake is going to be a new advertiser on the Kiwanis Connect show. So let's support them. Let's get out there. Come by and say hi. If you see this ad here and you come by and see me down there at Chesapeake, I'll give you an extra hug or something. We'll figure something out. But anyway, come on down. Mark your calendars for that. Now, let's get down to business because we're not here to talk about all of that. We're here to talk about Tidewater Community College, the school simply known as TCC. From here, I like grow anywhere. That's what I like to say. So I tweak it. I hope it's okay with you.
Sure.
But tell everybody your official title because I don't go by titles, but you can tell everybody what you officially do.
I really don't either. Somebody says, hey, Chris, what do you do? Say, I'm a storyteller. I'm a cheerleader. I'm a champion.
That's right.
I'm the vice president for institutional advancement.
Which means what?
It really means that I take care of all things marketing, PR, government relations, fundraising, and scholarships. My team is fantastic. I just get to run with some really cool people.
Absolutely. And I know most of those people. Do you want to mention? Do you want to give them a shout out? Now, Naima, my audience knows because she's been out with me a couple of times.
Yeah. Ariel, Melanie, Meredith, Angela, Jen. It's just a great team.
Sky.
Sky is, I'm telling you.
Sky gets me paid, so we got to make sure we love Sky.
I got to tell you, the team is just fantastic. They all are experts at what they do. Absolutely. And we have a lot of fun doing a cool job.
Yeah, you've come out and supported Kiwanis events. You were at the Chesapeake Shrimp Fest the last couple of years and come out to support. And in a way, I consider myself part of your team because we do this together. I'm marketing and promoting. I wear TCC stuff and talk TCC wherever I can. So I'm an offshoot of your department, if that's okay.
It is perfectly fine. You're a great offshoot, and we love you. We'll keep you.
Okay, good. Very good. That means if my wife ever throws me out, I got a place to go. All right. Now, listen, over the course of the couple of years that we've been working together, each of the monthly spots that we've been doing with Naima, or the ones that she's arranged, we've highlighted a lot of different things within TCC. So I want to encourage everybody right now. We're not going to really touch on all of them because we're talking about 24 different episodes almost. But go to either the YouTube channel or the Facebook page. You can go back and search Tidewater Community College, Naima. We've had veterans on. We've had the alumni group on. We've had them all on. But let's talk about, because I think in a lot of ways when people hear the term community college, there's a little like, oh, it's not a real school. It's a commuter school. It's this or that. One of the things that I've learned, and I was subject to that growing up in New Jersey, the few community colleges we had that label, and in their cases, justifiably so. But TCC doesn't have that feel.
It really doesn't.
TCC different for that?
Well, I got to tell you, so we've been around for almost 60 years.
Yeah.
We were always built for education and for workforce training.
Okay.
Folks just want to stay home. They want to be close, plant roots, and get a job. TCC happens to be doing that very well, and it's people. What makes things special? People. Our students are fantastic. Our faculty and staff are top notch. Our staff, our support team, our administrators, we all lean in because we want students to be successful. And it's making a huge difference.
Absolutely. So let's talk about where the campuses are, because there's more than one. And I always say there's 5, but there aren't. There's 4.
There's 4 campuses and then a bunch of centers.
Okay, there you go.
And
Maybe
they're in
that's
the 4 campuses are in the cities, and that's Portsmouth, Norfolk, Chesapeake, and Virginia Beach.
There you go. And I like the Virginia Beach one because they have the best store.
They really do.
I've gotten
It's
my
nice.
T-shirts and hats from there.
They have all the swag.
They have the swag. Absolutely. I do go into that one quite often. It happens to be near my father-in-law, so it's like, let's detour in and see what new stuff they have. Now, enrollment. Now, please explain to the viewers that are outside of this area that are watching the system that TCC is part of with the 20, colleges that are in there. Please explain that system, if you would.
Yep, we are a part of the Virginia Community College system. So there are 23 community colleges across the Commonwealth of Virginia. Northern Virginia is the largest. They have about 45,000 students. TCC is the second largest.
Okay.
We have 25,000 students. Wow. And then another 4,000 workforce training students as well. So we're right at about 30,000 students, which is no small community college.
No, not at all.
It's a big institution. When the VCCS was set up 60 years ago, and we are celebrating our 60th anniversary across the Commonwealth, with that being the case, you shouldn't have to drive more than an hour to get to a community college.
Okay.
And that's the way it is all the way across the Commonwealth, that you're going to get to a quality institution for credentials, workforce training, higher education within an hour.
It's great because obviously not until I moved here did I even know TCC existed or the system sets up. But in the 2 years that I've been here and people that I've met through the Chamber of Commerce or guests on the show, and I mentioned TCC, how many of those people say, oh, I went to TCC. I went to TCC. I'm like, really? I mean, and that shows that for 25,000 student body program, how many local individuals have come through the college?
It's remarkable. We have nearly 200,000 alumni in our 60 years. And so really impressive. Also impressive that 23 community college set, that system has half of all students that are registered in higher education right now across the Commonwealth are in a community college. 220,000. Wow. So when you think about who is in college right now, half of those people in Virginia are going to a community college.
It's crazy. So let's segue into something you just talked about. Of the people that are in the college right now, let's talk about the type of student. I have to stop banging the table, John. I know. I just realized that. Sorry. Let's talk about the type of students that TCC traditionally has. And I know tradition isn't necessarily the tradition we think about. It's a different tradition for TCC because it's everybody.
It truly is. Like, we're built from 16 to 60-ish, right? And everything in between. We'll talk about those demographics as we go.
Yeah.
But what's important is we're still built for everybody.
Right.
Really for adult learners.
Right.
However, we've expanded our model just like anybody else.
Sure.
However, the same quality product that we've been giving out for a long, long time. With that being said, dual enrollment, which we'll talk about in a minute, has changed the shape of higher education. There's the traditional 18 to 22.
Right after high school kind of thing.
For our population, 65% of our students are part-time, which means they've got a family, they've got a job, they've got 2 or 3 jobs.
And part-time is how many credits? Let's put that into credit perspective.
Yeah, so they're taking 12 or 15 credits. They're not taking
a couple of classes.
Yeah, they're not taking 15 credits a semester, 30 credits a year.
Gotcha.
They could have 2 classes.
Sure.
Right? 6 credits. And again, we talk about the ALICE population, and that's a term that was coined by the United Way, and that's asset limited, income constrained, employed. That means you got a single mom who's got a job. She's just not making enough money.
Gotcha.
And she's got to upskill, upfit her life. She's got a couple kids. She's got a family. She's got a husband. She's got in-laws. She's got a big family.
Sure.
And so we talk about Alice quite a bit.
Okay.
Other than just the 65% of our students are part-time, about 60-40 split is female to male.
I was just going to ask you that next.
The majority of our population are females,
right?
And we love that fact and figure as well. One of the things the college does well is understand that our student, whose average age is 26 and is at part-time, and she is working hard to make a living and do better for her family. We know that there are going to be more challenges, more barriers in the way for her.
Okay.
And so the college is built to help with food insecurity. We have childcare on 3 of our 4 campuses. We help with some rent expenses. We help with transportation, because this is a huge region. There's 5 cities that we're dealing with. And so transportation alone, the bridges and tunnels and parking gets a little expensive.
When there's not a fire in the tunnels. Did you hear about that over the weekend?
I did. Kind of scary stuff, right?
Anyway, yeah.
So for the community college world, we understand that our student is working hard in the classroom. We want to help her and them figure out how can we break down some of those barriers that prevent success, outside the classroom.
What kind of, do you have a breakdown of the type of education the student body is getting? Like the women that are enrolled right now, are they enrolling in a particular field versus anything else, or just doing whatever they can to increase their educational level before they decide?
Great question. So we have about 30 different programs. So won't take time to say them all. What I will say is
give me the top 5. Give me the top couple.
Anything healthcare, anything cybersecurity, anything business related, right?
Okay.
But nothing is bigger than healthcare. Healthcare is massive. We know that in this pocket, the boomers are getting older and the other generations are moving on up. There is such a demand for quality healthcare. And so healthcare is huge for us, and we have great partners, in this area that are all the hospital systems. And so we can't, we have the Beasley School of Nursing, which is in Portsmouth, but we have, from nursing, we have CNAs, registered nurses, so RNs, and then LPNs and CNAs, all on the Virginia Beach campus. And that's what I was going to share, is that on each campus, there's a little bit of a different flair.
Okay.
So in Portsmouth, we have the Beasley School of Nursing, and you can also find welding there, right? You're going to find those two things, but you're not going to
welding and nursing and welding.
You're not going to duplicate all of those expensive programs on all 4 campuses. You're going to allow the students to come and go. In Chesapeake, we have horticulture, right? And so you can go and grow plants and learn more about that. And there's fire science and other things there. In Virginia Beach, it's wind. There's wind energy, right? You're going to be able to find out about wind energy. And there's veterinarian assistant programs. So if you've got lovable furries, you're going to go through the vet tech program.
I like that each campus has their own identity of what their specialty is, that people tend to focus in on those campuses.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's good, because it just gives such the variety. So we're talking about really a population of students from 18 to 60 plus, right? People today now are trying to improve themselves in any way possible to get ahead. And I think a big explosion of that. How did COVID impact the student body for you in terms of post-COVID? I got to imagine, while people were locked in, a lot of people probably did a lot of introspection of what they wanted to do with their lives when things got back to normal. How much did that change the student body approach to education post-COVID for TCC and maybe colleges across the country?
Great question. Well, so first of all, you need to know that COVID, of course, changed everything, changed the dynamics. And now classrooms look completely different. You have hybrid classrooms. You can take online classes and Zoom. What we've seen is that before COVID, we already had about a 10-year decline in our enrollments. So even before COVID, we were sliding as far as a VCCS system. We were really taking some downturns. Higher education in total has done that same thing. With that being said, since COVID, the past 2 years, the past 6 semesters, TCC has had enrollment growth. And so the past 2 years have been really good. Year over year, semester over semester, we're seeing that growth. And we think that's happening because people have come out of that COVID mentality. They're also ready to reset their lives. They're ready to do something bigger and better and more. Higher education across the board is a little pricey.
Oh, yeah.
The community college is the most affordable price point. And so with that being said, you're going to be able to take a class with us far more less expensive than going to a traditional 4-year college.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up, because I know this after being around all of this, that after the 2-year traditional community college philosophy, credits are very easily transferable, especially to ODU locally, and talk about how the students can transfer from TCC and take their education to that traditional four-year level if they choose to.
Yeah, you know, our mantra is from here, go anywhere.
Right.
What we really like is from here, stay here.
Stay here.
82% of our graduates stay local, and we love that. Now, with our 2+2 programs that you would have heard about 20 years ago, that means take 2 years with us and then 2 years at another four-year institution, hopefully staying in the Commonwealth of Virginia. There's 9 great public institutions that we can feed you into. With that being said, those programs still exist. Those articulation agreements are in place.
Okay.
If you graduate from any VCCS college, there is guaranteed acceptance at those 9 public colleges.
Okay.
They've got some criteria. You got to hit the GPA that they want you to hit, but you're going to go right into a four-year school. Okay. Now, I've said something there. I'm going to back up. I don't even like to say 2 and 4 year any longer, because those numbers just don't apply.
Sure.
Folks that come to us could be with us from a year to 2 years to 4 years.
Right.
Because Alice is taking only 6 credits at a time. It's going to take you a little bit longer. We're there to fit the students' needs, not our semester needs. Right. And that has changed quite a bit too. At TCC, we're not just talking about a 15-week class. You can take the short class. You can take a 5-week class at the beginning of the semester. You can take a 5-week class at the end, an 8-week class, an 8-week class, and a 10-week class. So there are lots of on-ramps and off-ramps with Tidewater Community College. So we want to fit that student model. The biggest thing is the price point.
Okay. Yeah.
4 out of 5 students graduate debt-free.
I was just going to ask you, how does that happen?
It's so, first of all, we're affordable. We're not overcharging. Furthermore, we're going to help our students. Our navigators, our coaches are going to get our students to apply for the FAFSA. They're going to get their Pell Grant. They're going to get their COMA grants. They're going to get all those grants that they're available to get before they have to seek any other funding.
Gotcha.
Most of the time, for one semester, for the students that are in need, only need $1,000 a semester. After the Pell comes in, after the COMA grants come in, $1,000 per semester, $2,000 a year can get a student in Tidewater Community College on the right track.
Now, you mentioned also workforce as part of the transition through TCC. So if someone goes through their 2 years, does it work that they then take workforce classes if they don't want to go to the Division I schools? I want to get away from saying 4-year, but
it's true. And I think that's a great conversation to have across our society, is that we've focused on these 2 years, 4 years, small college or junior college versus a university. You know, students want to throw all that stuff out the window because they're really not concerned. They just want to get a better job.
Right.
Our job, all of us in higher education and workforce, is to help our families get a better job.
Sure.
So with that being said, the workforce side of the house, you can spend 8 weeks and get a credential and then go get that next job.
Gotcha.
Get a job or get a better job. So you can come in and get these certifications that will help you get more money.
Right.
It's impressive. Now, if you stay a little bit longer, you can get another credential. And we call those stackable credentials. That after you do 2 or 3 of those and you're getting more money and you're doing a little bit better, all of a sudden you realize, I'm halfway to an associate's degree.
Right.
And that's where we tell them, look, you've done these things and now we've stacked these credentials that you can do just a little bit more and be on a big track.
Absolutely.
And so it's impressive that so many folks that both sides of our college community, the transfer curriculum side of the house and the workforce side of the house, have really bridged together and created those crosswalks.
And they naturally crossed.
They really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so those crosswalks are now in place, those bridges and tunnels for our audience here, right?
Bridges and tunnels,
they're taking those and they're getting a better life. They're getting a better job. They're making more money.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to stop right there and get ready to break away for break number 2 before we wrap up and go to the top. When we come back, it was about, just about 2 years come January, that a big sporting announcement was made on the campus of TCC that kind of helped, once again, elevate TCC to a whole different level. We'll talk about that and more with Chris when we come back. You're watching Aaron's Hour. More to come right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Stephanie Corcoran, branch manager of the Freedom Lending Team, is a dedicated VA home loan specialist that runs a team with one mission, serving those who have served our country. As a proud military family member, she understands the sacrifices that come with service. That's why Stephanie and her team are committed to making the VA loan process simple, clear, and tailored specifically for veterans and active duty families. Whether you're buying your first home or using your VA benefits again, you deserve a team that knows the ins and outs and puts your needs first. To chat with Stephanie, call 209-777-5160. At Freedom Lending Team, we don't just do VA loans, we specialize in them. Let us help you take the next step by bringing veterans home.
I'm Aaron Phillips. Join me Saturdays at 12:30 as I host The Voice of 757. I'll share news, events, happenings, and the people that shape the 757. That's The Voice of 757, Saturday afternoon at 12:30 right here on Sky 4.
Men, are you disappointing your partner in the bedroom? Let's cut to the chase. Are you suffering from erectile dysfunction? 50% of men between the ages of 40 to 70 experience some form of ED. If you are experiencing ED, there is help without pills or needles to even worry about. Coastal 757 Aesthetics has new technology for men called Apex RF. Apex RF is a modern, non-invasive treatment that uses radio frequency to strengthen tissue from the inside out, resulting in better blood flow to the penis and a happier life partner. Call Coastal 757 Aesthetics at 757-481-4036 for a free consultation. That's 757-481-4036. Coastal 757 Aesthetics. Care for all phases of life.
From here, go anywhere. Or as I like to say in my sleep, from here, grow anywhere. Because really, that's what happens when you go through TCC is you really can grow in any direction. All right. Before we get to the tease I gave before the break, let's talk about, obviously, we are in Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth. This is Navy country. This is water. This is the shipyards. You can't toss a stone off any corner without hitting 10 people that are somehow connected to the military.
It's true.
But I know that TCC has a big military connection. Let's talk about that because I know we did have an episode with the military programs and stuff, but let's highlight some of that again in the relationship.
I'm glad when Captain Borden was on. Steve does a great job of taking care of our militaries and their family. Out of our 25,000, over 8,000 of our students are connected. A third of our students are military connected, which means either they're the currently serving in the military, right? They're a veteran, or they have a spouse or a child using their GI Bill, right? Gotcha. So they have someone in their direct family unit that is connected to the military. This is the largest naval base in the world. Yeah. I mean, the Norfolk Naval Station is the largest base on the planet. Right. When we think about the things that are happening in Panama and Venezuela, and we're not getting political, we're just saying where the Navy goes, 3 of those carrier groups are from right here in Norfolk. Yeah. And we talk about a carrier group, there could be 5,000 to 7,000 sailors on one aircraft carrier. So you're talking about like a little group of about 10 to 12,000 people. Right. One of the things that I tell people, I had friends in last weekend, and when we were talking about what's going on around the world, I tell folks very proudly that there are TCC students on those ships right now.
Absolutely. And think about the numbers you just threw out there represent half of the current student body that's enrolled in TCC anyway.
It's crazy, right?
The numbers are just crazy. But the good thing is if you are watching, and here's the thing, people, now we're just talking about student body that is here embodied to drive to a campus. Right. But if somebody in Vegas is watching this and wants to enroll, you guys offer online courses. What can somebody do from anywhere?
We absolutely. So from anywhere, come to us.
That's right.
We'll start switching it around a little bit. We have great online programs. You can certainly do programs with Tidewater Community College and receive those benefits and help from Captain Borden and his team with our veterans program. And also, I'll pitch for the whole VCCS. You can look at the catalog of all of the community colleges in Virginia. There's also a United States Navy community college. The U.S. Navy has a community college. We're affiliated. There's only several community colleges that offer classes through the U.S. Naval Community College. We're one of them. So you can check us out there too.
Will I see anything in Annapolis in a couple of weeks when I go up there for the decon?
You know you will, right? I'm not doing my job if you don't see something.
With TCC up in Annapolis. I love it. All right. So a year and a half ago, I was invited to attend a press conference that was held at the Portsmouth campus upstairs in the basketball gym. Huge announcement was made that TCC was getting into the game of basketball for men's and women's, and this past year was the inaugural season.
It was. We call it year 0.
Right. Talk about how exciting that was to introduce sports to that level on the TCC campuses.
It was unbelievable. I mean, first of all, the guy that we hired to be our athletic director, Chad, has done so well. He has built a men's team and a women's team. Both teams were successful this year. They completed year 0. But like building anything, it's complex.
Absolutely.
It's hard. And it taught us a lot of good lessons. What it mainly revealed to us is that our student athletes are remarkable, just like our regular students. And so for them to take on this added commitment to the college and play athletics, they were in the region 10 of the NJCAA.
Right.
And so in the junior division, you do have to have that year 0 and prove all of your points. And then once you do all satisfactorily go through all of these checklists of things, they say, that's it, you're in. And you can do it. So this fall, we look forward to getting that check of approval. It'll be our year 1.
Okay.
If the men and women do well, they can move on to the tourney and do well in this region.
Right on.
So we're excited about that.
That's good. That's good. And hopefully the voice will be part of that this year. Right, Chad?
We'd like that a lot.
Absolutely. We'll make things work for
One
sure.
of the things that we love is your network that you and your team can help us get those videos out.
Yes.
If somebody wants to watch from Vegas or Kansas, they can watch. And so one of the things we want to do is make those games accessible and live to our folks from all over the United States.
Absolutely. We'll make that happen for sure. I'm excited. It's just exciting to, like you said, TCC's been around for 60 years. And you can come up with new curriculum and new programs, and they just kind of follow suit with the traditional operational things that happen on a campus. But when you bring something like basketball, which across the world really is a huge phenomenon, just in kids playing pickup games to the tournaments, even to the point where, those of you who followed what I've been doing the last couple of months, the Women's Professional Basketball Invitational Tournament, designed specifically to give college female basketball players a shot at a college sporting combine next April to lead right into the WNBA.
Love it.
So the opportunities, when it's new and it's fresh, it's exciting because it's just new opportunity.
It is.
And it does put pressure on the student athlete. Notice the word student before the word athlete, by the way. But it is exciting to be able to bring that newness and something fresh and exciting to any campus, but especially the TCC after 60 years.
The games were so fun. And of course, we've had athletics before. We're re-emerging now. We're going to do esports over the next year or two. We're excited about going into the esports, and then we'll expand that athletic program, right? I mean, we started off the show with football, right? You got to go. Football is life.
There you go.
Soccer's a pretty good sport to introduce. It's globally.
I heard volleyball at one time too.
Absolutely.
I mean, listen, the bottom line is, they're going to listen. Basketball, we all know basketball, football, the major sports that are on most campuses. But some of these other sports are just as popular. They just don't get the ESPN time. Look, if you're going to have cornhole as an official sport and competition, anything is possible. I can't wait till Tiddlywinks becomes an Olympic event. I may have a shot at making an Olympic team, right? All right, let's talk about something that you touched on, but we really didn't dig deep into that. And that was, what was it? What did you call it? Dual enrollment? Dual enrollment.
It's amazing, Aaron. One thing that has been transformational is dual enrollment. That means you're in high school. You're an 11th grader or a 12th grader, and you're going to already take some advanced classes. But while in high school,
prep classes?
Yeah, I mean, we've called them all kinds of college prep or AP classes.
Right.
If your school, and in the Commonwealth, this is big for us. We're growing 25% a year. If you're an 11th grader or a 12th grader, you're going to have to take math and English and chemistry already.
Right.
Take that class through TCC, and you're going to get college credit for it and pay at a severely discounted price. And so it is so affordable. In some of the classes, it's even free.
So does that mean they wouldn't be taking those same classes on the high school level, or they would be taking them concurrently?
No. So they're going to take the TCC version. They won't take a high school English. So they'll take the TCC English, and if they pass, get credit for it.
They'll get credit for it on the high school level, but more importantly, they get college credit.
Correct. So when you do transfer to ODU or Norfolk State or any of the other, it's already there, and they'll take 100% of those classes. That's the other thing. The 9 other public institutions in Virginia have done a very good job at saying, hey, the community colleges are at the table. They're with us.
Right.
They're a version. And in many cases, if you look back to the 60s when the community college world was started, even before that, some of the other big state colleges had started little remote campuses.
Sure.
And so William and Mary had done that, and,
Yeah.
and UVA had done that. And so this is a great connection to our public colleges. So if someone does want to transfer on, that's going to happen. And let's be clear, these students that are taking dual enrollment, these are the students that are going to go to university.
Right.
They're going to stay through the couple of years with us, a few years at regular, and maybe even go to advanced degrees, but they're going to save a tremendous amount of money. You're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars a year, and you're going to end up starting work a little earlier. So if you do the compounding math on that, of course, what you've saved at a very young age and then what you started making at a very young age, you're talking about the difference of hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of your lifetime.
You know, there are just some things when I started my college career, it's like, I wish I had done that.
Right.
Like in my day, people starting to take classes over the summer to reduce their load in the main year, right? The main part of the calendar. You just take 1 or 2 classes in the summertime. I never did that, but the trend was just starting at that time where students were starting to take classes, 1 or 2 classes in the summer just to make their traditional fall and spring terms easier and be able to enjoy. Now, when I was in, they didn't have that. They didn't have when you were in high school, you could take a college class and get college credit for it.
Yeah.
You had to do it the traditional way.
It's really only been now about 15 years. So dual enrollment is still relatively young now. And I will say that now you and I, we're okay students at that, but there are some exceptionally bright students that here in this region, and we call it the governor's medallion. When we had our graduation last week, there were over 60 young people that graduated and got their associate's degree before they graduated high school 2 weeks later. So they were so accelerated that over 60 of these folks got that governor's medallion because they got both degrees the same year at 18 years of age.
I have a degree in mathematics, and look what I'm doing for a living. So I don't know who is the smarter one on this or not. Holy cow! Listen. I think what this conversation should be letting our viewers be able to realize, and what I've learned over the 2 years in our association of me working with TCC and spreading the word, is that the view of community college is not what it used to be.
Sure.
And it's only, and I don't mean it to be a negative thing. I mean, it is much better than when I was 20 years old figuring out, or a senior in high school, what I was going to end up doing. The thought of community college was, or whatever. Now, community college, for all the reasons, the lifestyle reasons and everything that you talked about with a single parent in a household and all of that, or somebody who's in their 50s or 60s who wants to complete an education, whatever it is, the thought of community college, the picture is painted so differently now. And I think TCC really sets the barrier high in what should be expected of any student, let alone someone who wants to come back. Now, there's no dorms at TCC. Okay, let's there's no housing.
There's no sleeping there.
There's no sleep. Well, if you sleep there, just don't tell anybody. Go around the back of the building. But seriously, I mean, because one of the reasons that it is also cost friendly is because they're only paying for the classes. They're not having to pay for dorms and foods and cafeteria in terms of housing. So from the old commuter school thinking of what a community college is, that's still the same, right? Unless there's thought somewhere that TCC may be building dorms someday somewhere.
There's no thought of that for us. I mean, we're built for the students' needs. And our students are local students. Our students live here. They've made roots here. They've got homes and jobs here. So we will always be affordable and accessible to our students, but we are very much come and get what you need. We will give you all that we can give you. What we truly tell people, Aaron, is make TCC your first choice.
Absolutely.
If you want to be a dual enrollment student, choose TCC first.
Absolutely.
If you're an 18-year-old right out of high school and you still don't know what you want to do, make TCC your general education choice. Come to TCC. If you're sitting there in your 30s or 40s and you need to reset because I'm not where I am in my life, choose TCC first. Make TCC your first choice, and I promise we'll figure it out together.
Right.
Most of us still don't know what we want to do for a living. But if you make TCC your first choice, you can get a leg up.
Absolutely. And I fully endorse that. And listen, for whatever my 2 cents is worth as a Hall of Fame broadcaster, and have worked with many, many people over the 21 years I've been doing this, I try to, the people that come on my show, my audience really starts to know and understand that they're the creme de la creme in the community and the industry that they're representing. You're on that pedestal. I don't bring just everybody on. So my audience knows there's a reason Chris is sitting here from TCC, not just because he's a great guy, which he is, but who he represents, TCC, and what they offer the students. And I've been on that campus. I've been to, by the way, you want a fun experience? Make sure you go see the planetarium for a show. We did
Absolutely.
that. That was a lot of fun that night where you had the planetarium open. But, you know, seriously, the audience knows that this is the trusted authority in the department with which we're talking about. So whether you're here in the Commonwealth area in the Hampton Roads, or you're back on the West Coast somewhere in Vegas or California, all of our Kiwanis friends within the United States, if you're looking to enhance your degree, dude and dudettes, check it out. If you're a veteran, check it out. Look at the GI Bills, what's available. The fact that you can use it for your spouse or your kids is even better to give them all, or as you said, a refooting, a reset in life. Tidewater Community College, tccu.edu. There you go. tcc.edu has all the information you can want. If you want to get in touch with Chris direct, what's your email?
cbryant@tcc.edu.
And yeah, go ahead, give it again.
cbryant@tcc.edu.
And if you forget, you can always email me at aaron@thevoice757.com. I will gladly put you in touch with Chris in his department. Although he's not the guidance counselor to sit down with you perhaps and put your courses together.
There are better folks for that.
But he will get you to where you need to be. So call Chris. He'll get you wherever you need to go. Listen, you know, Chris has been with me a couple of times over the years, so there's really no sense in me asking my crazy questions because he's already heard them all. So I'm not going to redo them here. If you want to see some of his answers from the past episodes, I encourage you to go back to either my Facebook page or the YouTube channel. You can just search Chris Bryan in there and you'll see some of his crazy answers. Is there anything else? Listen, we still have a couple of minutes. Is there anything else you want to share? What's happened? I'd be remiss as a Kiwanian. Let's take 30 seconds. Let's talk about what's going on with the Norfolk Kiwanis Club there, Mr. President.
I love it. Before I do that, I will say one more thing about TCC, because that's who pays the bills.
That's true.
There is a program called LEAP. And if you are a graduating senior right now in Hampton Roads, you can take 2 classes for free this summer. So I'm just going to throw that out there. It's LEAP into college education. If you're graduating right now, you can take 2 classes this summer for free.
Is it LEAP, L-E-A-P stand for anything?
It is. Well, it does, and I don't know what it is. Learn, explore, There it is, right? LEAP, accelerated program. I don't know, academic. But
we'll make it up this weekend.
LEAP into college education. All you need to hear is free. 2 free classes. The Norfolk Kiwanis Club is great. We were a distinguished club last year. Gary Lane was our president. Super great guy. Will end up being a lieutenant governor here in a couple of years. He's a wonderful mentor to me. And this year I get to run in behind him and do some light, easy lifts. And it's just fun. We bring a lot of passion to the club. The club has golf tournaments and they have things that Aaron and others are involved in. And just here in a little bit, Sail 250 is happening in June. That's going to be a big fundraiser for us. Come out and get a beer. That's going to be big for this whole Southampton Roads region.
Do the other Kiwanis clubs know of that event? Because nothing's been said at the Chesapeake Club about that.
Well, so it's a fest event. It's not just particularly our event. It's called Sail 250.
Gotcha.
So if you want to look up something cool,
event.
This is, and it's massive. So there are 60 tall ships from around the world that are coming in for this. They're already on the water now.
Yes,
many of them have been on the water for like 2 months.
Trying to get here. That's Hank. What was the gentleman's name? It is Hank. Hank's. I don't recall his last name, but I did share that on an upcoming episode of The Voice of 757 about what's coming.
Well, that's happening in a few weeks in the middle of June. And so we're excited about that. And it's Father's Day weekend right after Juneteenth. In fact, June 19th is when my ship comes in. And that happens on that Friday.
That man will be steering the boat too when he comes with your money.
60 tall ships. Can you imagine?
No, well, hopefully they'll get under the bridges, unlike what happened in New York.
I hope they do.
I mean, geez Louise. Father's Day is June 21st this year. So that's the weekend that we're talking about. All right, listen, we're going to wrap up and get out of here so y'all can get on with your weekend. We appreciate you tuning in. Chris, as always, my friend, thank you for spending time with me today. TCC, from here, go anywhere. Listen, tcc.edu. Check it out. A lot going on to help you today, tomorrow, the future. All right. I have no idea who's on next week. I'll worry about that next week because right now I just wanted to complete today's show. 30 minutes from now, The Voice of 757, local Cox Cable Channel 4. That's Sky 4 TV. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Kathy, Tom, and Calvin, my crew up there. Appreciate it. As always, be kind to everybody. Why? We are all we have. We'll see you next time right here on Aaron's Hour. Thank you for watching.
See ya.